Yep, it's like that. Where is my people's at? It's okay. We got a little bit of downtime. Not going to be answering my phone for at least a couple of hours. What is going on? I used to do a countdown timer, but since I've been showing up to the chat or to the chat, since I've been showing up to the live a little bit late, I just don't feel right about making you sit through a timer waiting for it to populate. So we'll just BS about some stuff right now and not really focus too much on other things. Um, whoops. Whoops, pushed the wrong button. Flip that up. There's there's just a little bit of messy going on around me. So I'll bring that. I'll put that down a little bit. There. That's gonna look a little bit better, maybe. I don't know. I don't know, you decide. So what is up? It is my birthday. I have today I think I figured out why a lot of people take their birthday off. I thought it was just to be, selfish and go take time to themselves and whatever. But the reality is, I've gotten zero done today. My phone has been going off all day. And for those who don't know me that well, my birthday is not that important to me. I mean, what it signifies to me is just 1 year closer to death. The bottom line, and I don't even get to know when the end date is. So all I know is I'm just checking another year off of the here date. I got my memories behind me, but you know, the time I got left is just getting shorter and shorter. So I don't see a lot to celebrate there. And but I learned that my birthday is important enough to a lot of people to take time out of their day to help me celebrate that day that is my birthday. And so it makes me think that a lot of people take their birthday off because they know they're going to have to just answer phone calls and messages and things of that nature. And they're not going to get any work done. So there's no sense in being there. I get it now. I think. Is that kind of what it is? Because that's what it seems like. Maybe. I don't know. To me, anyways, that's what I noticed today. So, what you guys all up to? Tim, how's those hats coming? I told Alex this morning I got all these boxes of fucking towels that I had shipped to the wrong place. I need to ship them to you. And so a little shopping, choppy, choppy. Let's see what we can do about that. I hear. Hello, test, test. Okay, so my volume's kind of turned down. Is that any better? Hello. I mean, I could. Hello, hello, hello. I don't know. You let me know if this is any better. I'll just put it up a little closer. I'm easy to get along with. And if that's not it, then I can always hit the engine. That should have cut me out for a minute. When I do, you need a breath sprayer. Okay, we can work that out. Um, yeah. So we'll get those. It doesn't look like they're going to go out today, though. It's just me and Alex here today, and I've been useless to everybody today because I've been on the phone, pacing, wondering. I've actually gotten a couple of legitimate some distributing calls today, so there's that. I can feel like I did something. What do you guys usually do on your birthdays? Because I don't usually do anything. Hold on a second. I got to shut my office door. We got customers in here. They just walked in just before I came in the office, and so Wow, I went to shut my door so I get a little quieter in here, and I heard the customer. What's up, Action Jacks? Um, I heard him say that somebody told him that if you don't order from 44 Tools, you're missing out. And he's like, damn, you guys got a fucking candy store here. And I don't know. I've showed around the place a couple of times, but I didn't know what a distribution place was supposed to look like. I assumed that it should look like something really presentable and nice. And so that's what I put together here is something I would want to shop at. And I've seen the whole um, what distribution places do look like, and yeah, I missed the mark. Like apparently the common thing is to put your products in cardboard boxes and cut the front off of them so you can reach in and grab things really easy. And there's not a lot of regard to presentation. And maybe it's because they don't typically invite people in, but we love having customers come in. You know, we love bullshitting about experiences and everything. I love giving advice to people about you know, their trials and tribulations with, trying to grow a business and all that. So, about to order some blanks tonight, waiting on a team to add to their order. I do have a couple of hats here, but not all. Oh, that's cool. That's cool. I was just curious. It should look like Sun Distributing. It does look like Sun Distributing. Although right now I got some empty bins. Actually, I don't. Oh my God. I just finally sat down today and with Alex. So I guess we did get some things done because we just put together a freaking ridiculous tool order, and that's only from one supplier. And tomorrow we get to do it again. So that'll be fun. I have dinner with my mom. I got to talk to my mom today. I don't talk to my mom very often, and I got to talk to her today, so that was cool. And then I talked to my sister a little bit, and it's funny. My mom and dad got divorced when they were both retired. I guess too much time together, you know. And so my mom moved to Florida because she always wanted to. Most of her family went to Florida as they aged, and she wanted to go down there with them, so she did. And my dad stayed in the last place they migrated to, which was Kentucky. And I just found out that they were talking. They remained friends and everything. They just couldn't spend too much time together. So I was talking to my mom, and she tells me my dad's living in her garage. I'm like, what? And because I'm from Michigan, so that just seems weird to me. But she's like, oh, yeah, he's set it up. He's got him a little kitchen set up, and he's got his bed, and he's got a couch and a TV and all the things. And I'm like, what the hell? And so what caused this is, I mean, he's got a pretty decent retirement. And she's like, no, we were just talking, and I'm paying over $1,000 a month for rent, and he's paying over $1,000 a month for rent, and we decided that if he came and stayed here, he could give me $500 a month for rent, and we'd both save. And I'm like, well, that's pretty cool. She's like, yeah, and we decided that the biggest reason we divorced is because we just can't spend too much time on in the same house. So now he's got his place in the living room, and when we get to arguing, he just goes out to his space. I'm like thinking to myself, oh, so basically what he needed all those years of retirement before they ended up ending it is he needed a man cave, just a place to retreat. He didn't have that. So, something to think about. So maybe there's a man cave in my future because, I don't want my marriage to end just because I get old and grumpy. I don't know. Um, by the way, I'm supposed to market myself better as I age. I'm supposed to get smarter and do things differently. And I'm not going to grow my popularity if I don't, tell everybody to like and subscribe. Don't forget to share. Uh, I don't, I don't know. I had a different premonition when I when I started the whole tool talk thing, I really thought, every week it's going to be a new tool and we're going to talk and highlight and break down. And, we ran through all the tools and I realized just, most of the tools we use are pretty simplistic. There's not a whole ton to it. And yet, here I am, year and a half later, still doing tool talk every week. And I don't remember. Well, I can't say I don't remember because the last topic we had was computer cut. And we do have computer cut. We got 30-day trials. That is a serious thing, and it's an unlimited trial. It's like you can cut as many patterns, as many cars as you're. No matter how busy or slow you are, you can use it for 30 days, absolutely free of try, just to get your feet wet with it. And if you decide you like it, which you probably will, even if you've tried other softwares and databases, you're going to find that the software is super intuitive, which means simply that there's not a huge learning curve to understand how to work the software, and the patterns are real consistent. And I know there's some other more popular. And here's the thing: just because something's more popular doesn't make it better. I fell for that, in the Jeeping community and the off-roading community. One company that does some amazing marketing is Rugged Radios, and they do a fantastic. To the sum that I might have spent almost $2,000 on between a radio in my rig and walkie-talkies and headphones and comm devices, and so it's amazing. And I bought Rugged Radio because it's the best. I mean, everything that I heard and seen said so. And the reality is, Rugged Radio is the best in marketing. But there's much less expensive options that are way better. And I should have known that because that's me. I don't market well. I'm not out there making myself famous and popular. But I know that I've got the best frickin' products on my shelves, period. From Fusion Tools, Tri-Edge, I firmly support American made products. But, sometimes you got to step a little outside of that zone for sourcing reasons, because American made isn't an option. And so we carry those. And then with my window film, I look for what is the absolute best. And by the best, I'm not talking about the most IR rejection or the highest teaser rating or the best this or the best that. I look at the whole package. What's my user experience going to be? How long is it going to last? How well is it going to do for the customer? People ask me, how come you don't have that super IR stuff, that 98% IR rejection stuff? You want me to tell you the truth? Why I don't have that? I don't have that because I received my sample of it. I put it on my windows. It looks fantastic in minimal haze. I mean, it's a good looking product. I need to redo my front doors though, because the amount of IR rejection it has, IR rejection usually comes in absorption. My windows get so hot, my air conditioner struggles to keep the window side of me cool if the sun had been beaten on that window because it absorbs so much heat. Where my 88% IR rejection, the Supernova, the window doesn't get that hot. It's noticeable. And so the Supernova actually, to me, sitting in the car feels cooler than sitting behind that extreme stuff that I hadn't even picked out a name for yet. So that's why I don't carry that stuff, because if I lose a couple of sales or a customer here and there because you don't understand what it is you're trying to get into, and that stuff's like $1,000, $1,200 a roll. It's not even, it's no joke, but there's a lot of technology involved in it. The problem is the user experience. You don't want your customers saying, hey, when I get in my car, by the time I get home, I still feel it baking on the side of me. And you can go out there with a BTU meter all you want and show them that it is not allowing that heat through. But you can't argue with him about the fact that that window is making his arm feel warm. It just, so that's why I don't carry that. It totally is available to me. I'm just not, at this time, I'm just not toying with the idea. And I have told a couple people, if you absolutely want me to, I'll special order it just for you. And I've got no takers. Apparently, I'm relatively convincing in that nature. But that being said, my Nova, Supernova, Orbit, it's all great to work with. It's all color stable. It's all lifetime warranty. Customers love it. The look is fantastic. It's neutral in every way, and I've said this for years now, where other tint brands tend to look a little brownish or a little bluish. Mine looks a little windowish. It's gray. So in nature, as far as the hue goes to it. Yeah. Block and IR is a good thing. I mean, don't get me wrong. So like you can take I was just looking at the oh, and let's see, can I find it again? No, I closed that window. Damn it. Um I think it was 96.4 IR rejection is what my um DR Eclipse from Helios, my flat glass film. 94.6 IR rejection. But it's I think the solar absorption rate is like 45%. So it's like it doesn't absorb that much at all. So how does it block so much IR? Well, it's a metal film and it's a reflective film, which means it's reflecting more than, but the metal is what gives it its IR rejection. Because I know we think that this nanotechnology is new, but it's not. We've been using nanotechnology for decades, and it was just metal. Well, the problem with metal is, in automotive situations, it creates interferences that we just can't. We have to reduce the amount of metal so much that it's not as effective in order to reduce the interference so it's not hindering for us. So, metal is not the most ideal in an automotive situation. Well, in a home, ceramic is not the most ideal because of the absorption rate. So your ceramics are going to tend to be a little bit lighter, or on your film to glass charge, you're going to find that the ceramic isn't rated as high because it can't absorb so much. It'll break the glass, if that makes sense. So it totally is like its own thing. And we, like I said, we've had nanotechnology for decades and just didn't realize it because nanotechnology is more of one of those, oh, what do you call it when you got one of those words? I don't know. Anybody? It's one of those words. Oh, what's up, Mr. Toman? Yeah, I will say I got the new tri-edges from Tint Busters that I won. I will say I'm a huge fan of them. Cool beans. Cool beans. Experience doesn't lie for sure versus what the machine and data says. That is correct. Danny, just a reminder, Danny. I'm going to remember Danny one day. I might have remembered it today, but I don't know. I'm a little frazzled because usually I have time on Tuesday to get some things that I wanted to accomplish accomplished, and then I do tool talk, and I'm only a little discombobulated because I never get everything I want to get done in time. And today I just don't feel like I got anything done. Although, in review, I got a few things done. Um, I got a big tool order placed. That's cool. I haven't got um, all the tool orders placed, which I needed to, but my phone rings. I wander off. People want to BS a little bit, so there's that. I do have a lot more names than just you. And one thing all those names have in common, well, not all of them, but most of those names have in common is the name is in print in front of my face every time I see it, where your name is Danny and coming to full age in Christ is what YouTube shows me. So it would be cool if in the chats you could change your name or put a different, because I understand you got a YouTube channel, so that's what you're logged in as. And then when you chat, it shows your YouTube channel name, which is weird. And if I'm not careful, um, which normally I don't care. So when I watch videos on YouTube and it's alive and I chat as Sun Distributing. But I do have a Rick McIntyre channel that if I log in as Rick McIntyre, then people can see my Rick McIntyre name. But YouTube, I mean, for me, it's mostly Sun Distributing. That's the reason I have it. To most people, I don't need to market the Sun Distributing name because most people don't tint windows when I'm watching videos and talking in lives. Now, don't get me wrong, if I watch like Tinner Tuesday or something like that, um, then it does benefit me to be logged in as Sun Distributing anyways, because every little bit of help getting my name out is huge, even if that is just a matter of showing my name when I. Oh wow, can you guys see that right? Oh, wrong side. Right through my glasses, how big it makes my ear look. Let's see, can I make it go over a little further? Look at that. That's crazy. Huh. Weird. I just noticed that. I'm easily distracted. It's my birthday. Yeah, let it show your name instead of your channel name. I find it awkward at times like that. Yeah, I mean, I get it. But it is what it is, right? Ain't none of us going to be mad at none of us. You know what's funny, though? I got 5 viewers right now, which is about a third of what I normally carry during a live. Now, my phone doesn't always ring all day consistently, but on my birthday, it does. Although it ain't ringing right now, which don't get me wrong, that's a good thing. And I will not answer it if it does ring, unless I have to. But Alex, he's making brand new customers because, like, I don't know. They're brand new customers. They just came in and started BSing. And I looked at the clock and I'm like, oh shit, I can't even. Well, I said hi, but I mean, I can't even get involved because, like, someone's got to start Tool Talk. Oh, and speaking of, I was talking a little earlier about how it's been a long time since I had regular topics. So, what if I was to change the name from Tool Talk Tuesday to Tint Talk Tuesday or Tinter Talk Tuesday or something to that nature, to more fit, I like if we ain't going to just sit here and talk tools, maybe I shouldn't title it like we're going to sit here and talk tools because most of the time I only talk tools when you guys have something you want to discuss. Yeah, I agree, Danny. I'll try to start using your name more. That'll help it stick. I like that. Tint Talk. Yeah, but Tint Talk Tuesday, I mean, we don't sit around. Actually, I've been talking a lot more about Helios, so it is more of a tint talk than it is a tool talk. But on the other hand, I want it to represent, I want the name to represent like more about what it is rather than what it was supposed to be. I mean, sometimes I just jump the gun a little bit. So that might be good. I don't know. We'll have to figure out if that's an option or if that's in the cards. And am I still breaking up or anything? Is the audio good? Because if it's not good, I can push buttons until it either works or it breaks. See. Holy cow! I'm up to 11. What happened? People realized I was here. How about just Sun distributing live chat? Huh? Huh? Not really catchy, but I mean it is what it is. It's exactly what it is too. Just Sun distributing live chat. We're just sitting here chatting. We should get we should get a guest. Does anybody want to be a guest? I mean, I could just in the chat paste a link and you guys could copy this link and paste it into your browser and you could just jump in, introduce yourself, and we can BS. Then I'll be able to hear you instead of having to read the messages. We could do that. And Alex is looks like these guys bought a bunch of window tint. Brand new customer walk in and buy a bunch of window tint. Gotta like that. And Alex is out there just handling. I'm proud of him. What else is new? What else is I don't even know. Um Film handlers are on back order again. Huh. I did just turn 30. Not quite for a second time though. We're getting there. Nicholas. Thanks. He's happy birthday in me. And that's exciting. How many of you guys have been paying attention to my website? I've had people tell me that they've noticed that every few days it seems like it changes. And I don't keep changing it just simply because I want to. I'm trying to figure out how to make it the most pleasant user experience for you guys because it just makes more sense. But I mean, if dun, 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 thought we could find it. Guess we can use this one. But yeah, so this is what you see when you open the website now, and this, it gives you a little floating banner of some of the best selling products, so that if that's what you're looking for, it'll pop up in front of you. We've got over here, we've got installation tools, automotive window film, flat glass film, and solar guard products. Now, flat glass film or Helios flat glass film, solar guard products. Solar guard products, you can click on there, and it's going to take you to the solar guard page. And then these are separate categories. We put them in a category. So we got Computer Cut. There's two products there for Computer Cut. Because if you click on this, and this is how easy it is, guys. So if you click on this, then you get the Computer Cut 30-day trial or Computer Cut. Now, Computer Cut, this is your $150 a month Computer Cut, or from $150 a month. And there is a $250 sign up fee, but that's real similar to purchasing a dongle from one of the other companies. The difference is this activation gives you a digital dongle, so to speak, that attaches itself to your computer so that, you know, other people can't hack your account. So it makes it more secure, but there's a cost involved in that. So. But yeah, so then there's that, and um, but the free is free. You just download it, and it'll show you the videos, the training videos and stuff, and all that other stuff. If you scroll down, then you can start breaking things a little more detailed. We got our Orbit, which is our lifetime warranty dyed film. We've got Nova, which is our lifetime warranty carbon, and of course Supernova, which is our lifetime warranty ceramic film. And then here is Computer Cut and Solar Guard again. Solar Guard, we got 31 products, or 31 whatever we call these. I guess it'd be categories because we got ceramic, dual reflective, exterior. And what I did is I put them into categories. So, like if you go to dual reflective, it's going to open up a page like this. And these are all true view in here. Now, all the different categories with, you know, like reflective or ceramic or security or whatever, they don't all have just one line in them. But I did break them down by shades, so it makes it easier because what I've been noticing is like if a customer's going to do a job and they, you know, say you need um, a couple of different roles, it's a lot easier to come in here and say, okay, I need a 72 by 25 because they got a couple of big windows. So I can add that to cart. And chances are you're doing the whole house or the whole job in the same shade. So then you're still on the shade rather than in the other sense, it you'd have to pick shade and size and it becomes a little more cumbersome. So this just makes it easier for the flat glass person. And then you're like, oh, and I need three 36-inch rolls, so 36 by 100, and I can take that and I can make it three and I can add that to cart. You see what I'm saying? So, like I said, I'm just trying to make the easiest user experience. And then you're like, oh, and I got that one room that's got, you know, 4 foot by 5 foot windows, and there's four of them, so that's 20 feet. So I'll get a 25-foot roll of, you know, and then boom, you got everything there, and you can go right to your cart, and that's gonna that's gonna put this all together. I also added a new feature. We do have the standard checkout, and I left the standard checkout there because a lot of guys have their um, payment information saved. And so these processing companies, they're so strict that if you use a different plugin to process, like this is the standard one. So if you go here, um, what it's going to, and I'm not logged in, so it's not even going to show me my saved payment information. So, but normally, if I was logged in, it would show my credit card information here, which is the last four digits, and it'll show me my um, expiration, where that's the standard way. We have Express Checkout now, which gives you a nice little pop up here, which is real easy because then you can just go through. And if you're logged in, it becomes even easier. So I really like this. I think this makes a much easier checkout scenario. And I added three of those. And so exit checkout. There ain't supposed to be three of those. So that's something you can notice, and you're like, oh, I'll just get one of those. But then oops, then you can go back to the express checkout, and that's going to pop up, and so that'll be good. And so that's how that works. And now Alex is back to busting ass to try to get this last tank keg out today. So that's cool. And I work on that most of every day, just trying to figure out how to make this the best website for you guys. Because let's face it, that's what you want, right? You want the easiest, most adaptive, user friendly experience. And honestly, if you guys got any feedback, a Workhorse 2, I'm not sure how much the Workhorse computers are. From what I understand, it's just a rebranded Titan, which I believe those are about $1,600 new. I could be wrong. That's just the last I remember hearing about it. So maybe that. Alex is a hard worker. Check this out. I'll show you. Now UPS just pulled up to the door, so they're going to. Whoops. Let me figure out the button I need to click to show you, Alex. So we'll go ahead and take that off, and then we'll go to security cams. Whoops. We're gonna have to pull this over here, but here's Alex, and now he's in there making the last keg right here. When meanwhile, we have UPS putting our packages in his truck, and he'll wait for Alex to get that last order out because we got good relationship with people. So there's that. Yeah, I don't honestly, I don't know if there's a price between the one and the two, what the difference is, or I don't know if they're phasing out the Workhorse one to bring in the Workhorse two. So maybe the Workhorse one was cheaper just to move it out so that they could get rid of the stock, or what the case was there. That was kind of a waste. And hey, funny, I don't have Alex. We'll let you watch the. I'll let you watch the UPS guy for a minute. Alex will be out here to finish this package here in just a second. So we'll give you that. And what is that's funny. Let me I see what's going on there. Oops. Alt. I was like, why is there a hole up there? But then I figured it out. But anyways, I'll be right back in just a second. I'm back. So anyway, here's another thought I had, and let me. Oh yeah, I got to change O-rings. Look at him remembering all the steps. That's important. I love that. And yeah, so I'm in. For a second, it looked like you were by the desk by the overhead door. Oh yeah. So when I have this on, I'm kind of sitting off, and I could honestly shrink this down. I could maybe put me over here. Then when I sit here, it looks like I'm just kind of sitting off to the side and things are happening in the background. Or I could put me like right there, close, but not quite. If I eliminated my desk in the background here with the stuff on it and all that, but yeah, most of the time, I don't know. I just try to make me big enough to be seen. I can put this over here a little bit, and then all's good. I'm just right here in the corner. And they are off doing their thing, but normally I just use the screen and I'll bring this stuff up, show my desk a little bit more because I do like to lean over here and look at it. Makes it seem a little more like I'm looking at the camera, but typically I'm looking at like this is one screen, this is the other screen, and that's the camera. So I have a hard time looking at the camera. I put it between the two screens because I have big screens. If I put it above the screen, it's looking down at me. If I put it below the screen, it's looking up at me. And it's like, so which one works? And honestly, right between the screens at eye level seems like. And maybe I should put pictures around the camera so I got something to look at. But just looking at the camera is weird to me. So that's why I'm always looking off to the side one way or the other. Alex, feet running. Oh, he's getting boxes to rebox the. I guess we can watch him a little bit more. See, with all of our kegs, we take the keg or the box that the keg comes in originally, and once we make the keg, we put it back in the box, and then we put it in a second box for durability purposes. Because oh, move the forklift and you can sit inside it. Yeah, yeah, sorta. I mean, kinda. Let me see if I can do that. Bring this over here. Oh, I got my leaf blower in the. But, whoops, did that wrong. I could then bring me over here, make me a little smaller. I got no legs. But there we go. Alex is getting it. He's getting the shit out of it too. He is handling it. And with poise too, because he knew UPS was coming. He knew there was a Tool Talk show to do. And then those customers walked in, and then they ordered a bunch of film that he had to cut, and um, he's a trooper. And in about 10 minutes, he's going to have to leave for school. Yesterday for the semester, he finished his last Monday class. And he did that by hurrying up and getting his final done prior to um, needing to get it done. And since he was able to turn it in yesterday, he asked his teacher, he's like, is there any reason you need me to come back, or can we say our goodbyes right now? And, it was a good semester. And his teacher's like, yeah, yeah, man, enjoy. Because he's taking a summer class too. And the way that the schedules line up, he doesn't even get a week off. It goes straight from one semester to the next, which kind of sucks. Usually you get a week or two off, and it didn't work out that way this time. So he's done with Monday. He's going to try to do the same thing today when he goes in, but it just it's going to depend on what the last assignment is, and how that's going to phase out. Last semester, it wouldn't have been a possibility because on one of his classes, it was a group assignment for their final. So, like, everybody was involved, and it wasn't like, hey, the whole group can just turn it in and just not come back. Or maybe they could have. I don't know. But they didn't think of it. So there was that. And what is up, Cash? And Danny, if you wonder why I know Cash is, it's not because he's been around longer, although he has been around longer. Um, I knew Cash before I saw his top tint service, and he had a top tire service prior to that. So I actually had to learn the name of his company like I have to learn your first name. So that's how that works. So there's definitely differences. And other than that, I got nothing. Nothing. Zero zilch. Nada. Dum 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 dum. People like that are easy to work with. I've known Alex for a long time, and he is, he has come along wonderfully. And, he's the reason that I can take some of these out of town trips because he'll stay here and just keep doing what he's doing. I did not realize he's working on a different order than I thought he was, or another order came in and he's going to get that out too. Because he'll be like that sometimes. Let me see. Oh, actually, I could just look here. Here, here, look here. You look here. Uh, I will just take a quick peek at it. And the whole website thing, redesigning and everything, it came down to because I finally realized it was time to try to make it faster and more efficient. Oh, oh, orbit, 36 by 100, 36 by 100. Okay. And Philip Flipson. Orbit 36 by 100. Oh, that's the same one. I opened the same one twice. Oh, okay. So he's hustling. Do you guys mind if I step aside real quick and help him get this? Because he's got one more order to fill. I didn't realize. So I'm gonna real quick. I'm gonna go and help him fill this order. 30, 30-degree carbon blade. A1160B. All right, I'll be right back, guys. I'm gonna help him a little. You'll see me out there in a minute.
A brief hello. Hi, guys. I can't stay. I gotta leave. Who's on here? Maybe I'll hop on with my phone. Rick's Rick's fighting with the UPS guy. All right. I see you later, guys. Bye bye.
Wish that I could bring my microphone with me because we have some fun conversations out there. I did not mean to just leave you all hanging, but that's exactly what I did. I did notice that 7 of y'all hung out with me, so that's cool. Alex did leave, so he is not going to make an appearance on this week's Tool Talk because he's got that whole school thing, but he is going to try to get get done early so he can get some time off. But he does know that he doesn't have any Monday classes for the rest of this semester. I think the 8th, is it the 8th? Let me look. 6, 7, 8. Yep. So the 8th will be his next Monday class. So that means for the next 2 Mondays, I get him till the end of the day. That's exciting. And yeah, yeah. So I could probably figure out which button I need to push here. There I am. Okay, here I am. And I could probably stop sharing. Don't need to look at that goddamn page anymore because I don't even know where it went. Um, so yeah, definitely a good time here. I'm enjoying it. Got to talk to my mom today. I already mentioned that. Okay. So what you guys thinking? Hey, there's a little something right there. I don't know what it is. Oh, it's right. Whoops. I need to go right there. I know what it is. See, the handle on the scuttle shuttle is clear. So is the scuttle shuttle. But down there, there's a little floor in the background. In the green, it kind of shows a little bit. That's weird. But the handle, it seems to be really, I guess it's the angle, how it shows right through. But hey, it is what it is, right? Oh, goodness. So, 7 of us all on YouTube. That's super cool. Um, and nobody came on to be a guest. Yeah. I don't even know what this is. It's part of my stream stuff, but it is what it is. Nobody cares. Um, yeah. So, drink some more water. Enjoy some more conversation. Yes. Yes. Cash, are you still with us? What are you doing right now? Because I'm having an idea. Unless, of course, you're not still with us, but I think you're still with us. I don't know. I mean, honestly, I don't know. What was that? That was, oh, my monthly Comcast bill's available. Good news. Oh, so yesterday, last minute, I got to go down to the Meyer at the kiosk and renew my plates. 3 vehicles, just shy of $700. You know, that's dumb. That is dumb. Let's see. Are you in my system? No, of course not. I had to go outside and do a chore. Cool beans. Let me. Oh, why did you log me out? Oh, because I logged in early. So I got this thing set up to keep me logged in for 9 hours. It'll keep you logged in for 9 hours too. That's my sweet spot. But if I come in an hour early and I log in, then 5 o'clock becomes my log out time. It's not as sweet of a spot. So let's see what we got here. So now I'm logged in for another 9 hours. Ray Yusuf. Oh, he's oh fuck, Sergey's brother. That's cool. That's super cool. I'm excited about that. You guys excited about that? I'm super excited about that. But we're gonna go ahead and mark him as completed because I watched him walk out the door with his things. I was gonna look something up. I'm trying to remember. Um, oh, I know what I was gonna look up. I was going to look up. Ba-dum-bum-bum. He is listening. He can update all of us. Right? Because he knows all the things about all the things. Playing free conference call, Skype, but you don't have my Ring Central in there. That's cool. Very freaking proud of you. Uh, yeah, I forgot what I was doing. Still hanging out, just working and listening. And your audio just cut out. Oops. Sorry, it was me. Okay, good. Because that hit it to have been me. And we're down to 6, but we're actually down to 5 on YouTube. 1. And thanks, Dylan. 1 in Facebook. So, what time is it? Oh, it's 5:15. Okay. I'm not mad about 5:15. Are you guys mad about 5:15? I don't always know. Sometimes I might, but not typically. One thing I usually know is that I don't know. And I know that sounds cute and corny at the same time, but it's a real thing and it takes lots and lots of practice to know that you don't know. Do you guys realize that most of the time we think we know when we really don't know? And a lot of times that causes friction between us and others because sometimes they know and we don't know. But that isn't even where the problem is. The problem is that typically when there's friction between two people and they both believe that they both know, the problem is that neither one of them wants to give up the fight until the other person understands where they're coming from. And one thing that I learned, I don't know, in the not too distant past is that, you know, most of my life I've heard the phrase, do you want to be right or do you want to be happy? And that never made a lot of sense to me. And then all of a sudden, it started making a little more sense because I tried this little experiment in a situation. I guess I had a moment of clarity and an argument was ensuing. And I think it was more like I just didn't have time for it. And I was like, you know what? You're right. I'm sorry. And all of a sudden, the pressure of needing that person to understand my side of it was gone. And I carried none of it with me. Almost like the need to be right was the harmful factor, and the willingness to throw out the need to be right was the remedy, if that makes sense. I don't know. But once it dawned on me that that's what was happening, that's what I've been practicing for a long time. And I'm getting really good at it. I wished I could say I'm freaking outstanding at it. I'm fantastic at it. I'm perfect at it. I'm not. But when I realize that that's what's happening, and I can say, you know what, you're right, or I can, and agree to disagree, oh, that's all fine and dandy. Try to put that in between you and an argument. Tell the person, let's just agree to disagree. Because that ain't happening. Because it's not up to the other person to back down from the argument. It's just up to one of you to back down. You can't have an argument if you don't have two participants. It's just, it doesn't work. So when you back down, the argument ends. Now who's got the power? I know that seems a little, it's almost like a paradox, but it's true. And when I do that, I walk away feeling empowered because I prevented an argument, not because I won the argument. And if I do happen to win the argument, I am so twisted up inside that there is no benefit to having won that argument. None. So take that for what it's worth. I don't know if anybody here needs to hear that. And honestly, I don't care. I enjoyed saying it. And it's my birthday. So that's what I'm going to do. And that is participant is the root word of party. Just saying. Huh. That's deep. I mean, it's really not deep, but we're going to go with it anyway. And me and Tallman's had some long talks. I don't know if he can weigh on anything like, do I have any insight on this? I am certainly not a easily wound up person these days, so you guys got one of these here. Brita filters. These things are fabulous. I have been so long not drinking water because Well, people scare me with what might be in my tap water, and I just can't wrap my head around spending that much money drinking bottled water to drink as much as I need to. So, like, I'll drink tea, I'll drink pop, I'll drink whatever juice. It's got to have some substance in it for me to wrap my head around paying for it, you know, because I grew up where you drink out of the freaking water hose. It just, that's how it was. And my wife bought me this Brita filter. So I started using it at the house and I really enjoyed it. But what I found was it wasn't big enough because when I'm at home, I'm lazy. I don't want to fill up my Brita filter. I'm not, you know, I want to lounge. I want to relax. I want to unwind. And it seems like too often I was going to the fridge and the goddamn thing was like didn't have a whole cup of water in it. And it takes a minute for it to actually filter through and give you the ability to pour it. So, you know, going in there and being like, oh, I'll just refill it, it's not that quick and easy. So she made the suggestion, well, why don't you get a bigger one? So I got this great big gallon and a half one and it sits on the counter. I prefer my water room temperature anyway, so that's good. It does fit in the fridge, but like I said, I prefer my water room temperature. And so I brought this one here, and normally I sit here and drink coffee, but since I've had this here, I'll drink a cup, maybe 2 cups of coffee when I get here, and then I'll switch to water. And I was almost drinking one of these a day, and now I'm up to almost drinking 2 of them a day. I'm down about 30 pounds, and I feel so much better. All because I started, well, so I've been drinking unsweetened tea for a long time. So that's not calories and sugar and shit. And then I switched to Diet Coke because I'm not trying to add, you know, I switched from sweet tea to regular tea because I didn't, you know, want to drink the sugar. So I switched to Diet Coke. So there's not a lot of change in that since I've been drinking the water though. Yeah, I think I've dropped about 30 pounds. And part of it was probably switching from the sweet tea to the regular tea, but it just seemed to really increase in speed as I started flowing water through my body. And water, honestly, it quenches the thirst. I'm starting to enjoy drinking it, so I'll like down a glass of water with the quickness where, you know, I'll sip on pop or tea all day. And, or I'm sorry for you Southern folks, soda and tea. Or for you Alabama folks, Coke and tea, even though it's not all Coke, but you think it's all Coke, and you're like, what kind of Coke you want? Well, up north here, we just know that there's Coca Cola. And that's why we call it pop, because it's a very universal term. But soda works too. It's just not what we call it. They saw we are 90% water, so we definitely need water. Yes. But it's funny, many of us get away most of our lives with drinking as little water as possible. You know, the water intake that we have comes from things that are mixed with water that at least our body's smart enough to try to filter it out and use the water content for us, I suppose, for hydration. But yeah, water is the strongest form of hydration. Well, I guess electrolyte. I don't know much about electrolytes. Getting way off the topic of window tint. Seen something I'll never forget while drinking from a water hose by our place when I was a kid. What was that, or am I afraid to ask? I'm a big tea fan. I'm a big tea fan too. I don't know. My whole family always drank tea, and they always drank unsweet tea. And I always drank unsweet tea until I don't know. There wasn't unsweet tea available. It was sweet tea or no tea, and I was like, yeah, I'll give it a shot. I like sugar. Oh my God, I loved it. I loved it a lot. And so I stayed with sweet tea. Um, I went through some phases of coffee too where I drank a lot of cream and sugar. I really like the flavor of that. I like cappuccino. But the bottom line is, I'm a black coffee drinker. And that's what I keep going back to. But none of that is water. Trying to drink more water, but I buy bottled water, 44 bottles for $4. See, up here, we can't. You know what's funny is, I believe Michigan supplies 30% of the water to the whole United States. And I can't buy 44 bottles. Probably because they sell it to us for so much money because they don't want us drinking it all so they can sell it to you guys. But they sell it to you guys cheap and then your people bottle it and they're like, yeah, I don't know. I don't know how that works. I just know that there is so much water in Michigan. We're pretty much just floating here. Yep. Nestle bottled water from Sam's Club. Oh, you know what? Yeah. I'm a little snooty. So, and if I buy bottled water, I buy spring water, not filtered water. And I feel like filtered water's got a little flavor to it, which is funny because I've learned that filtered water seems to have flavor to it because you've been drinking spring water and they have two different flavors to them. And the reason I discovered that is because when there was a water shortage, because apparently that was a thing, all I could get was filtered water. And I drank enough of it that I got used to it. And then when I went back to Ice Mountain, it had a flavor to it. It was weird. So I didn't know that when I was so one sided. I just didn't drink filtered water because it had a flavor to it. But now I drink filtered water, Brita filter, out of my tap. And here in Waterford, we're on a community well because we're on one of Michigan's largest water tables. So, like, we get water. Don't get me wrong. Water's still not cheap because apparently we have too much of it. And if you have too much of something, it needs to be expensive. I don't know. Makes no sense. Makes no sense. I don't know. You guys have been kicking butt. I don't know if it's everybody here that's been kicking butt for me, but over the last couple of weeks, you've been doing real good with orders. Somebody's been doing orders. I keep seeing that I get tagged or some distributing gets tagged and stuff, and I go see that people are talking about us. That's super cool. I dig the shit out of that. I mean, I've never been one to shoot for popularity. I mean, don't get me wrong. Back in the day, I used to feel like I deserved to be popular, but I wasn't popular. And these days, I don't feel like I deserve to be popular. I don't necessarily want to be popular, but I do understand the need for my film line and Tin Kegs and Sun Distributing to become popular because popularity is what sells. And I have quality that I'm selling. So if I could get popularity and sell quality, then it could become one of those things that people expect. Really super cool. I mean, we should all expect. Well, I think to a point we all do kind of expect that. So known for good business. We are good business. The very last phone call we got, um, well, I did the one order. Alex was finishing up the other order so that we could get those out, and then the phone rang. And the last call, this guy dropped his hose with a brass cone tip off a ladder under the concrete, and the tip broke off. You don't typically hear about people. I mean, the cone tip makes more sense than a fan tip because you couldn't possibly break a fan tip. But the tip fell off, and Alex laughed at him. And he's like, "How the hell did you do that?" So the guy told him, he's like, "Okay, well, no worries. We'll just send you another one out." And he gets off the phone. And I'm like, "Alex, the only thing that I see that you might have done wrong is you didn't let the customer know that that's not a warrantyable thing, but we're going to go ahead and replace it anyway. You made it as if he has every right to expect us to replace his abused products. That's not what we're trying to do. We want people to understand that just because you fucked up, I'm still going to take care of you. But just understand that's me taking care of you, not you having a right to a replacement part because, you dropped it 12 feet off of a ladder and broke it. So, but I've had enough situations, I've walked away from a counter at, say, McDonald's or something, and had a bag rip open and lost my shit on the floor, and or dropped some. I don't know. I've had shit replaced before that was obviously my fault, and I appreciate those businesses the most. Now, I don't necessarily say that I, store them in my brains because, as you could see, I was stumbling from memory looking for something specific. I know it's happening. Okay, here's something specific. And God bless it, I don't remember the name of the company. But back when I had a boat and we were into tubing and stuff, I went on Craigslist and I bought a 3-person tube. And while we were jerking the kids around the lake trying to knock them off the tube, I ended up ripping the hook out of the tube cover, which meant we couldn't hook to it and tow it anymore because that was the hook point. And I called the company to ask them if I could just buy the cover because I got a really good deal at this thing at a garage sale. I told them. And, that thing ripped out and I just wanted to buy a cover. And they said, that model's been discontinued. We replaced it with basically the same model, but it's got a couple of upgrades. And then they asked me for my address, and I gave my address thinking nothing of it. And they said, okay, you should see it in probably 3 to 5 days, and you have a great day. And I'm like, you mean no charge? And they're like, no, we just love the fact that you gave us a call and let us know what happened and blah blah blah. Those are the kind of companies that you want to do business with. Now, like I said, I don't remember that company's name, but do you guys remember Intex? Intex is the company's name that makes the cheap swimming pools that you see at like Walmart's and other other places like that. Um, we bought an Intex pool, 16 footer, I believe, round. Maybe it was an 18-foot round. I don't know. But anyway, so the filter pump that came with it wasn't quite doing the job, because we bought the pool to use, and you use the pool enough, and you need enough filtration to do its job. So we bought the Intex sand filter because it came with a cartridge filter. That Intex sand filter had a 1 year warranty, and at 13 months, it quit working. We called Intex, told them the situation, and asked if there was anything they could do. We're only at 13 months. And we sorry. You have 1 year warranty. You can purchase them. Would you like to know where you could purchase them? They wouldn't even sell me one. They didn't care. They just like, you're out of warranty. Go get fucked. That was the last Intex product that I bought. So I honestly believe that customer service is a big, big thing. And I also believe that we don't necessarily understand what customer service is because a lot of people believe that customer service is getting a banner in the mail or a t-shirt or stuff like that, but that's marketing, that's branding, that's me trying to get you to show off my product to other people that are going to purchase my product. Good customer service is when you drop your shit and break it and you call me because you want to replace it and I don't charge you a dime and I ship it out the same day to make sure that you get it. That's customer service. At least that's my take on it. I don't know. I could be wrong. Um, Turns out I'm frequently wrong. So I don't 100% know. But what I do know 100% is that those are my views and beliefs and what good customer service looks like. That's just my take on it. Now, and you know what my other view and belief is? Have y'all ever been blacklisted from a website? Like, for whatever reason, you just personally couldn't go on that website anymore where other people you know could? I blacklist people on my website. You know, the type of people I would blacklist on my website? You place an order for a couple of tools, you receive the couple of tools. Within a week, you get an email asking you to give a review on the tools. You go give a review on the tools and you tell how great they are. That's cool. None of this is going to get you blacklisted. But 30 days later, you call your credit card company and tell them you didn't receive those tools. And by the way, no phone calls to this company. Just so you know, if you purchase from me, I can blacklist you. And if you receive your shit and then try to contest your charge because you didn't receive the products that you reviewed and said how wonderful they were and never bothered to call the company that you supposedly never received them from, I'm not only going to fight to keep my money, I'm going to put your IP address right there in the blacklist line. I'm going to put your email right there in the blacklist line. So even if you do try to go on my website and you're not on your computer, so the IP doesn't match, so you're not blacklisted on the computer you go on, when you go to check out, in order to buy from me, you're going to have to figure out that you have to use a different email address because I'm way too fucking old to be dealing with that kind of horse shit. And yes, there are people like that out there. There's window tinners like that out there. And I don't know. And the worst part is it was a $60, $67 order or some shit like that. I mean, I could have just shrugged it off, but it caught me at the right moment. And I even let it settle for a week before I even responded to the credit card processor about it. And then I screenshotted the review, screenshotted the order, screenshotted the tracking, screenshotted the proof of delivery, provided all the documentation that they asked for. Everything is on the up and up. And now we're going to wait and see if they let me keep my money. They probably won't, which is why, like I said, normally I would have just whatever and waste my time. These guys caught me at the right moment, and it just pisses me off that there's people like this doing things like this in the world. Let me get my hands around you. Ugh. 540, not 100% sure because like I'm going dark here. This is not the happy positive stuff that I should be talking about. Does that mean I'm out of happy positive stuff? Well, it is my birthday, that just means that It signifies that there's one less year left for me on earth. And it wouldn't be so bad if I knew when the end date was, because then I could put it into perspective. But my end date could be next fucking week. And 52 was going to be the last birthday I was going to have. Or my end date could be, when I'm 92. I don't get to know. All I know is, as of my birthday, we can check off one more year on the calendar that is behind me rather than in front of me. I'm not saying that's a negative thing. I'm just saying that's not a positive thing. What's positive about it is, hey, I've made it to 52, and there was this time in my life that I absolutely was sure I wasn't going to make it to 25. So I better than doubled that, and I'm still kicking pretty good. So there's no sign of any day in the near future being my last, but that doesn't mean that something crazy is not going to happen. But another thing too, the wife's car is in the shop, and she's got my car. Actually, her car's not in the shop because the shop that it was in isn't going to be able to do the job that needs to be done. And so she's got my truck, and she's going to be here shortly to get me. And I'm not sure exactly what it is. For a moment, I thought that I was trying to remember, because for a moment I thought that I had to go get my Jeep off the trailer to put hers on the trailer to take it to this other shop. But then I remember her saying that she could drive it. So maybe that's what's going to happen. But the bottom line is, we still have to go juggle vehicles, because everything we own, except for my Jeep, which is on a trailer beside my house, is at the tint shop. And so we get to juggle some vehicles tonight, if nothing else, and maybe have to put hers back on the trailer. But yeah. Um, that being said, I think we're good, right? We're good 15 minutes early. You guys gonna let me skate? It's my birthday. I mean, yeah, I think I'm gonna go ahead and shut this one down, and we can catch you guys on the flip side. We'll catch you next Tuesday. I'll try to put a topic together, try to think about it. If you guys want to message me with some topics you'd like to hear about, go ahead and send them too. You can message them to Sun Distributing. You can message them to me. You can message them to our phone number. You can email them to us. But if you got suggestions, things you'd like to hear about, go ahead and send them in a message, and we will definitely do something with that. But until next week, guys, it's been great to see you. Thanks for the birthday wishes. I had a great time today. And breast tip, send me an invoice. Okay, well, I can't do that today, so Tim, reach out to me tomorrow, because I promise you I will not remember. But thanks for the birthday wishes.